Judging. Is that something you do? Do you know if you're doing it? Have you paid attention if you're doing it? Are you judging yourself? Are you judging others? Are you judging life? So I want to go deep into this conversation, maybe a 10-minute conversation today on this, because it's just so powerful. And we talk so much about self-judgment. Judgment, that women judge who we are. We judge what is and isn't possible for ourselves. We judge our work. We judge our value. We judge that we're making mistakes. We judge all, and it's like, so I literally do a really facilitate a powerful women's circle on judgment, on self-judgment. But today, hey, Olga, nice to see you here. So, but what I want to talk about for a few minutes is about judging others and this judgment. And like, have you even thought about how judging others could really affect the success of your business? I should think about that for a moment, because so much comes into this topic of judging. And when we're judging others, what's happening to us, on what we're doing, on what's going on in our brain, what's happening in our thinking. And that really could kill your trust of building a trust with somebody else that you're having a conversation with. It could really kill your creativity. It could really shut down your intuition. It could shut down the insights that you have capable to reach within yourself. And here's what I'm talking about. So, love your hair, cool color. Yes, when we judge, it drains our energy. So I want you to think about being open to influence. Being open to influence. Think of all the being open to influence is something that is very essential. It's very essential to us being open to who we are, what we need to do, and so being open to influence allows you to be in this place, from this non-judgmental place, from this pure, open-hearted, non-judgmental place. Now, we know as a coach, so I as a coach, what I need to bring to the table for my clients is a pure non-judgmental area, right? So many of us as coaches, we know that as coaching for our clients. But do you know that's how you should be in every single conversation that you have? Everyone that you meet. If you want to have a conversational intelligence, which conversational intelligence, by the way, think of emotional intelligence. If you know what emotional intelligence is, where it's about mastering our emotions, right? Conversational intelligence is about mastering the conversations. It's about the art of communication, and the art of communication means that you need to leave the judgment home. Leave the judgment home. So when we are open to influence, we are connecting without judgment. We are engaging, and we are listening to what others are saying and even thinking. And so rather than preparing for what we need to say next, rather than, thinking of like waiting for somebody to stop talking so that you could say what you need to say. So when we're working with others, like I just said, and coaching with others, but when we're working with others, when we're communicating with others, we could be negotiating, we could be talking about collaboration, we could be meeting new people, we could be, all different areas. When we cultivate from this open mindset, we are going to allow others to trust us a lot faster. They'll start to, the brain will open, and you'll become a friend instead of a foe. You won't trigger people's brains in the other way. So we embody curiosity, and, we're open to deeply hearing what others are saying without filtering it through our own agenda. This is one of the problems with communications is, being addicted to being right. And we get into this judgment. So there's lots of ways to pry for trust. But I just wanted to talk today for a brief few moments about one that is so important, and that is listening to connect, not judge or reject. And And I'm not talking about most people. What we do is we listen to understand. This is different. I'm saying listening to connect, not judge, not confirm or reject what the other person is saying, what anybody else is saying. Too often we listen to understand. And which is listening to understand is more about listening to confirm what you already know. So you're not connecting in that scenario. You're just being, yep, that's exactly what I thought. And which means that you predetermined what they're saying, and you're also predetermining that you know what they're saying. And you know what? Do you really know what they're saying? Are you really understanding what they're saying is what you think they're saying? Right? So listen to understand is what we normally do. I'm asking you to listen to connect, to really connect with somebody. Listening to connect is about focusing your attention on the other person. That's the difference. It's not about you getting a confirmation of what the other person is saying is like, yep, that's what I thought. It's about, no, it's about really understanding what they're trying to say. Really, really, really understanding what they're trying to say, and what they're thinking, and, and what they are hoping you will help them explore, perhaps, right? It's like, so listening to connect is about opening yourself up to connect to the other person's aspirations. Yeah. And just, and look at and connect to the other person's view of the world. Ooh, that's big. That's big. And it's in this non-judgmental way. See, so many times it's like we're waiting for somebody just to stop talking so that you can talk. It's like, oh, now it's my time. You want to build trust. You want to be a leader. You want to step into your leadership. You want people to like you and know you and trust you. Listen to connect. Listen, ask questions you do not know the answers to. Don't ask questions just to get confirmation, because you know what that's doing? That's just trying to appease you and making you feel better about yourself. That's not really connecting with the other individual. And if you want to connect, you want to collaborate, you want people to follow you and to love everything you're saying, it's listening to what that other person is really trying to really understand, what that other person is thinking, trying to really understand what that other person is asking. And perhaps you have to go deeper by asking questions. When they say something, you're going to hear it differently, you're going to listen differently, and suddenly you're going to have new insights. You're going to be, because you're going to be working out of your prefrontal cortex of your brain, which is really your third eye. So you're going to be, and what that does is that is going to open up your creativity. It's going to open up your insights. It's going to open up, it's going to make what's invisible visible. Because when you work out of fear part of your brain, that shuts everything down. And that's going to make you be like, who is this person, and judgment this person, and criticize this person, and wonder if this person has your best interest at heart, and wonder if this person, it's like, no, it's the other way around. So really get into, in a non-judgmental way, what are their needs and interests? What are they trying to say? And how can you connect in their world? So listen to connect. That's how we could come from this world of not judging others. And when you do that, you're going to open yourself to, like, yeah, Olga, I'm going to share that. It's a little bit long, but I'm going to share it. I'm going to show it. Olga is saying, and then listen to connect. Empathy and compassion instead of having agenda. Love that. See, you got my message. She's listening. You're listening, girl. So I would love to hear, just say, what is your biggest takeaway on that? What is this? Is this something that you consciously actually think about, of like, am I listening to really understand this person, to see the world from their viewpoint? Or, is it always like, kind of like, because we are addicted, because what has happened in this world is we're taught to think. We're not taught to connect, unfortunately. So we'd love to hear. So thank you, Olga, for that. sharing with that. Love that, because when we judge, it drains us. So always take a look at not only just see what are you judging about yourself, what are you judging about others, and then lastly, also, what are you judging about life? Because if you're judging life in a negative way, it's going to show up negative in a lot of different ways. It's going to show up in your behaviors, and it's going to show up in other things in your life. There was a time in my life when I was at my low, my lowest of my lowest of my low, and I was judging not only myself, that I judged myself that I judged myself that the only reason why I was successful up until before my world fell apart after 9/11, up until then, when that whole world, and I had to close my $1 million business, and up until then, I just said, well, the only reason why I was successful is because I'm manipulative. I'm really good at sales, so I must be selfish. And I had all these negative thoughts about myself because my world was falling apart. But then when it really, 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 really turned sour was when I had a belief and a judgment about life that no matter what goes on, I'm going to self-sabotage myself, or some major world crisis is going to come and destroy my success. I've had the crash of 1987. I had 9/11, and this was in the 2008, now 2009 financial crisis, where now I had that on top of 9/11 of closing my business. And my view of the world of life was that why bother? Something's going to come around and destroy it. And I'm so glad I went through that, and I recognized and I found out that none of that was true. And I realized the gifts that God gave me, and that I am a servant leader, and I am not selfish, and I'm not manipulative, tough word to say, that I'm here to serve. And it wasn't until then that now people want to know why COVID-19 doesn't faze me. It's because it's just another global crisis. There will be others. It doesn't matter. My view on life now, I'm not judging. It's like I make the best of it. I make the best of what I'm giving, and I am helping. There are people that still have problems, and I still have solutions. So there will always be problems, and there will always be solutions. And until that goes away, then we have a problem. But that'll never go away, because there'll always be people who need solutions. There will always be people who need your solutions. There'll always have people that have problems. So, it may have changed. I just look at what are the problems of today and what can I bring to the table that brings best. So, it's the global crisis doesn't matter. So I don't judge life. I don't judge others. And I certainly try my best not to judge myself. It's not always easy. So thank you for being here. Remember, pay attention, observe if you're judging people, and if you are, what's going on, and what is it trigger, and what was the situation, and what's happening, and what did you do as because of it, and what maybe got blocked because of it. So open yourself up, open your heart to others, listen to connect, not judge, not confirm, not reject. Ditch the agenda and ditch the outcome, and you will have such more vibrant conversations that they'll be more like co-creating conversations. They won't be one way, but this is how co-creation happens. And when we get together and have conversations that are co-creating, we will change the world for better. So thank you for being here today, and I will see you soon. Remember, listen to connect, not understand. Listen to connect and not judge. So let's live in a pure, open-hearted, non-judgmental world. Love you. Thank you for being here. And before we leave, I just want to remind everybody that the doors are open to my Gutsy Gal Unleashed program. This is the Get What You Want formula for massive income, impact, and influence in your own fabulous way. If you're a high achiever and you on the outside, you look like everything is going really great, and on the inside, you're really struggling and you're worrying that how can I really pull this off? How can I get through this crisis? How can I get through COVID-19? This is the program for you. Let's hop on a phone call. Let's talk. Actually, let me put on. I'm going to show you. Actually, I had a whole thing to show you on words for this. Totally forgot. But let me show you a link to hop on a call with me. Let's just talk. Remember, I'm not going to be judging. You know that for sure. GGU, oops, GGU, call. Okay, this is the link. This is the link to set up a 15-20 minute call with me. Let me help you. Let me find out what's going on. And if you want to know more about the program that I have going on, this is the call to set that up. All right. So it's a holiday weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. Go out and have a blast this weekend. If you're here on the East Coast here in New Jersey, the weather is gorgeous. Every day, I actually spent the whole morning on the beach today. So I've kind of been mixing a little bit of play and a little bit of working today. That's just the way I love. It's how I love to do business. You never know if I'm working or if I'm not. So that's when you don't, when you can't figure out if I'm working or playing, then I know I'm doing something right. So, all right. Have a great weekend, everyone. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now. Happy Labor Day.